Good evening, Tim. I'm doing okay. Yeah, it's been a really trying past few months for my family. We've had a lot of death and funerals and now I have to play some serious catch up here.
Play catch up. We playing
I
catch
am.
up now.
Just
All
gonna start
right.
back from the very beginning, looking at the videos again,
Oh
like I did it
man,
at the
sometimes we
beginning.
got to do that. Sometimes we got to go back to the beginning and get some
Hmm.
clarification. But pull up. Just pull up if you ever got questions. You can hit me up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I
Shoot
sure
me a
will too.
DM. Be like, hey Tim. You know what I'm saying? If you got questions, y'all know I like running my mouth when it comes to this price action stuff. So just
Hmm.
shoot me a DM, whatever. Y'all know, hey, I don't be doing nothing. Long as I ain't busy with the family, hey
Hmm.
man, I run my mouth about this price action.
Okay,
So
that sounds
just
good. I
hit me up.
appreciate that.
Just hit
I
me
sure will.
up.
I definitely. I know I will because I actually looked at some videos last night and just trying to get my feet wet again. So I
Which
will. I'm,
ones you
I'm
was
I'm taking my
watching?
notes and I'm definitely gonna be coming back with you with some questions.
Which ones you was watching?
Hmm.
Which videos you was looking at?
I actually it was a price action one. It is at the very beginning. We at the very beginning when you're talking about fair value, teaching us about fair value gaps and um lower lows and higher highs, stuff
Okay,
like that. It's
in
the
the
very
in the
beginning.
in the auto reading price action beginning or in the ICT concepts beginning? Which one?
ICT concepts beginning.
Okay, all right, over there knows. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Well, whichever one you starting with, just if
Hmm.
you got any questions, just hit me.
Okay.
You can put it in the questions for Big Spider channel, or you could shoot me a DM with the question. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Whichever way you want to ask it, you know what I'm saying? We'll do it like that. And then if it get a little bit more in depth than what I feel like typing, we can jump on. I know I got the thing down there called the private voice down there. It's like all the way at the bottom. Don't nobody have access to it, but if somebody got something that's gonna take more than just me typing, then
Hmm.
I hit you up and be like, hey, pull up in the private voice, and then I add you to that, and then we jump on just a voice, just me and you, and we just talk about it. Cause sometimes I don't feel like typing out no dissertation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Okay. Okay. Great. Thanks so much for that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's get to it, man. Hey, how goes internet? How y'all doing? If this is your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, I probably should have had my headphones on. Hopefully that wasn't echoing. Was that echoing when she was talking? Let me put my hair. I know sometimes when the people be talking, it be echoing because my mic pick them up. Great in the morning. My mic pick them up and the audio be playing, so they be like, hey, hey, I, one, two, talk, two, be echoing. So I'm putting my headphones on just in case somebody else talking, it won't be echoing. All right. It say not on YouTube. Okay, cool. It wasn't echoing. Good evening. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. But if it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, y'all know I still want to say welcome. And I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. And if by some slither of my imagination you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. Lift up the wrong hand. That's Big Spot if you don't hablo Espanol. And you are in tune to another episode of the Intra-Day Price Action Recap. You hear me? Hey, man. We gonna go on and get into it today. We ain't gonna waste a whole lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who went out and voted today. If you're in the U.S., you went out and voted. Today was vote day. Voting still going on. They vote up until the wee hours of the morning. Typically, they don't announce. If it's a landslide, you will know who win tonight. But if it's not a landslide, you're going to wake up tomorrow to find out who the president is. Either way it go, we're going to have a new president because our sitting president is not running. So either way it go, you're going to have a new president. So if you don't like the old president, guess what? You're going to have a new president come January the 6th. Is it January 6th? When is inauguration day? Is it January 6th? I think it's January 6th. Yeah. The same day that they took over the Capitol. I think that's around the same time. I'm 52. I'm old. I don't remember all the American government stuff. I don't remember all the exact dates. Let's get to it, man. We're looking at price action for the day. Before we look at price action for the day, let's go back to the daily chart. Right, let's go to the daily chart. I was sitting here today and I wasn't trading today, right? Because I said I wasn't going to trade prior to, on election day. I was like, I'm not going to trade, like volatility might be high. And looking at these daily candles, right? Looking at these daily candles, what kind of profile have we been doing here, right? In this little area that I circled, right? What would you all call this right here? This area that I'm circling. What will you call this here? Somebody answer me that. Somebody pull up in the Discordia. Right? Somebody pull up in the Discordia. I'm going to give Miss V a break. Miss V she ain't been with us in a while, so I'm going to give her a break. I ain't going to put her on the spot. But somebody pull up in the Discord and tell me what, yes, it's consolidating, but what's going on in this consolidation? Right? January 20th. Thank you, Rhonda. January 20th. Thank you, Rhonda. What's going on in this consolidation? What's up, Tish? What's up, Hidden Learner Share? Buenas tardes, Valentin. What's going on, Rhonda? What's going on, Kashaya? What's going on, Deborah? Tell Sharon I said, what's happening? D, you popped in here. What's going on inside this consolidation? Right? What do we call this here? Y'all see what I marked out? What do we call, what's going on inside here? Right? Ever since October 14th, from October 14th until now, right? Yes, it's consolidating, but what's happening?
Is that the wig snatcher?
No, not the wigs. We're ranging. Yes, we're ranging. But what's happening inside here? Right? What's happening? Taking, and what do you call that? When you're constantly taking external liquidity, what do you call that? What do you call it? When you're constantly taking external liquidity, what do you call that? Seek and destroy. Very good, Tish. Very good. I'm so proud of you. Seek and destroy. We have been consolidating, but we have been in a seek and destroy profile. For those who don't have a clue as to what I'm talking about, right? Who in here? D or Miss V, you can give me this. D or Miss V, it don't matter. Or whoever else, jump up in the chat. What's as far as internal and external liquidity, what are the characteristics of a trending market? Tell me. How does a trending market move in reference to internal and external liquidity? Speak to me.
Like if it's going up, it'll take the high, then it'll go back down to like it doesn't take the low, but it'll go back down to like maybe a fair value gap.
Simplify it in reference of internal and external liquidity. How does it move?
Takes a high.
Simplify it in terms of internal and external liquidity.
Oh, it goes external to internal, then external to internal.
There you go. A trending market. Ignore that. That looks like something else, but we go external, internal, external, internal, external. That's a trending market. Don't matter if it's down or up, right? It goes from external to internal, taking highs, external liquidity, come back to internal liquidity, right? External liquidity, back to internal liquidity. You know what I'm saying? Taking out, come back to internal liquidity, right? External to internal. Now, a reversal market, right? It will move from external here, like we come up. Let's get this out of the way, right? A consolidation market, price will stay in a range, right? Price will stay in a range with no clear indication of what it wants to do. No clear, this is the high, this is the low, no clear nothing, right? Consolidation, right? A reversal market, it starts with going from external to external because you can be trending like this, right? So this was the last time you took out external liquidity. So from this low up to this high, you took out external liquidity. So if we come back down below this low, now you're going from external liquidity to external liquidity. And this signifies a possible reversal, you know, or a deep retracement or whatever you want to call it, right? Now, a high resistance run, right? It will continue to take out one side of the market, but it will give you deeper pullbacks, looking almost like a continuation, right? Barely poke up, deep pullback, barely poke up, pullback, barely poke up. Look like it's gonna reverse. Go back up, come back down. High resistance. This is a high resistance run. But if you notice, right, we're still trending up. Same thing if you was to flip it on its head. Same thing going down, right? Going up, going down. Same concept, right? Same concept. Now, for seek and destroy, right? Because you look here and be like, Tim, we just look like we're consolidating right there. Just a bit. Yes, true. You can say that. In grand scheme of things, right? And you think about the grand scheme of things, it isn't a bit consolidation. But upon closer inspection, we look here. These are daily candles now, right? Price comes up here, taking out that high, right? We're taking out external liquidity Because from that high to that low, right? Look, price came up, took out that high, traded back down to internal liquidity. Came up, took out that high, right? Pulled back to internal liquidity, right? Then we went up, took out that high, right there, right? And that's the time that we started talking about, right? So we went to internal liquidity, right? And notice, what do you notice about from here all the way to over here? What do you notice about price right there? Somebody tell me something that just sticks out about the way price is moving, the way price is being delivered. What sticks out when you look at price in that area right there that I circled? Let me make it big so everybody can see it. Who in the chat? Lil Hawk in the chat. Lil Hawk, you in the Discord. Tell me what sticks out about the way price is being delivered in this area right here. From this candle there, over all the way over here to this candle here. What do you notice about this area there? Right? What's up, FC? Here to learn a shell. Look at Here to Learn a Shell pulling up with the hard hitting answers, man. Y'all give it up for Here to Learn a Shell. Price is expanding, but we're not getting any fair value gaps. Price is being very, very, very efficiently delivered, right? Very efficiently delivered. We're getting deep pullbacks, right? We're getting deep pullbacks that are synonymous, if you will, with high resistance, or indicative, if you will, with high resistance liquidity runs, right? We're getting these deep pullbacks. But if you notice on this move up, we didn't create any fair value gaps. On this move down, we didn't create any fair value gaps. On this move up, we didn't create any y'all get the picture, right? The first time we created a fair value gap, right, was right. God dog it. I could have just deleted it by now. All right, click here. Get out of here, circle. Right, first time we created a fair value gap was all the way over here. All right, we created a fair value gap right there. That's the first fair value gap we created since September 19th. Well, actually, since September 12th. Right, this was the last fair value gap that was created. September 12th, BISI was the last one created all the way till we got over here, and we created one on October 25th. Actually, we created it on the 26th, but it's dated for the 25th. Right, so all this time, no fair value gap being created. So price being very, very efficiently delivered. Prices like in this high resistance being held in this tight range, right? But if you notice, it's not just high resistance, right? It's not just high resistance, right? If you pay attention to when we come right here, right? Right here on October 16th, that's the point when price from October 16th up until now, right? Get out of here, fair value gap. Don't need you no more. During this time here, that is when price switched to a seek and destroy profile, right? That's when price switched to a seek and destroy profile, right? But Tim, why do you say that? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. All right. So over here, what do we say about high resistance profiles? We get deep pullbacks, right? We get a lot of overlapping candles, right? So look at price over here, right? We push up there, right? And on the way up, right, we got This candle overlapping big on that one. This candle overlapping on that one. This candle overlapping on that one. This candle engulfing that one. This candle overlapping big. This candle overlapping. This candle overlapping. This candle. You see how the candles like really overlapping each other in this whole range? Deep pull, got a deep pullback here, right? Came all the way back. Deep pullback, overlapping candles, right? All the way up, coming up here. But we're still only taking out buy side, right? We come up here, right? Come up above these little equal highs over there, right? Trade up above that high, pull back down, right? Trade up above that high, pull back down, and make a low right there. At this point, when we make that low, right? What do we do from there? Right? Pay attention to what we do there, right? At that point there, let me move this out the way. When we make this swing low right here, right? Remember we came up, took out a high, right? Pulled back to internal liquidity. We don't have any imbalances, but we got a down close candle. So we're looking at for that to act as an order block, right? So we pull back to the internal liquidity right there, right? And then what do? Right? So we come down, we make a low, right? We come back up here, right? Trade above that high. See that swing high right there? Trade above that swing high, creating a swing high, right? And then we come back down. So we've took out a high, created a low, right? Took out a high, took out a low, took out a high, right? Then took out another high, then came down, took out a low, right? So we are taking sell side, taking buy side, taking sell side, taking buy side, taking buy side, taking sell side. Seek and destroy, right? The closer we got to coming into the election, right, the more head busting started going on, right? And it's on the daily time frame. Turn it from here on, turn it to seek and destroy. Everybody get that? Everybody understand that? Now, everybody kind of see why price has been rather difficult on some mornings, right? If you wasn't scalping, if you weren't getting in at the perfect time, a lot of times you were the liquidity, right? Anybody got anything on that? Anybody got any questions dealing with that? Let's take this count off. Let's go down to our 15-minute. All right. We're going to mark out. Oh man, look how that came down to that 15-minute wick that I was watching this morning. Came down to that thing to the T and went back up. Man. Imagine it. Even during this, even during what, how, look at this right here. Look at the amount of high resistance of this move from this discount PDub rate that I was watching back to this daily high. Look at the amount of high resistance back and forth you had to sit through before price delivered to the buy side. But even during all of this, you can still see the algorithming, right? Right there. Off of that 15-minute wick right there. That's 12 p.m. wick. Yes, 12 p.m. wick right there. Watching that. Well, Tim, what made you pick that wick as a discount PDub rate? Right? Because if you look over here, we all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. If you look over here at this right here is the deepest wick that hadn't been traded to. If I can get my, why isn't my, see that I'm feeling lost because my stuff isn't on. There it is right there. I was looking for this. I was looking for my, I'm like, where's my stuff? But I forgot I turned these off. All right, so that's the new week opening gap. Don't need that. All right, new day opening gap. Right there. So price opened up right there last night. Right, you can see where the new day opening gap is. Okay. So price opened here last night, right? And we look down to see what discount PD rays are below us, right? So we look at our 4-hour time frame. Okay, looking at our 4-hour time frame, this is when this is the 6 o'clock candle on the 4-hour, right? So looking below, right? Looking below price, right, on the 4-hour time frame, right? There's the only thing that I'm looking at as far as imbalances down here is this wick right there, right? This wick right there, and the lows, right? So that wick and the lows, right? And then when I put this, look at this wick here, right? Consequent encroachment of this wick right there, right? It's that's just, you know what I'm saying, that's not appetizing for me to have annotated on the chart, right? That's not appetizing for me to have annotated on the chart, because in the scheme of the 15-minute, because looking at the 4-hour time frame, right? Looking at the 4-hour time frame and where this right here falls in. Let's go back to take this off. No. All right. Okay. This is what price, right, looks like at the end of the day. Right? This is what price looks like at the end of the day. So you have this wick here, but then when price starts off the day, and then we'll get over, right? We'll get over to the 6:45. Okay, going into 7 o'clock, right? So now, this is where when you start watching price, well, you can't see it on the 4-hour, but we're already trading down in that area. So it's not appealing for me to put that on my chart, right? So what's the next thing, next discount PD array on the 4-hour? Nothing but lows, right? It's nothing but lows. So on the 15-minute, right, what's the discount PD array below us that we haven't traded to? That wick right there, right? There's the imbalance right there. That's what we're trading to right there. Y'all hold on one second. there. I'll take you there. What's up, baby? I'm good. How was your day? How was your day? All right, good. I'm on live. Who asked about me? Hey, Coco. All right. I'm on live right now. I'll take you there. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. What we're talking about? Oh yeah. What's left down here? The 15-minute fair value gap. Right? That's the deepest. That's the wick that caused the most damage that we haven't traded to yet. So that's why I had that annotated on the chart as my discount PD array. And then, as we saw, like we said, even amongst all of this foolishness, see how price came right down. God dog it. You see how price came right down to get this back to. Go ahead and let the day play out. Okay. All right, that's good enough. It's after 4. Okay. Yep. Price came right down to it. Even amidst all of this manipulating price, holding price in ranges, amongst all of this, you can still see signatures, algorithmic signatures playing out to perfection. Right? Algorithmic signatures playing out to perfection. Right? And the type of stuff, let's talk about like what type of stuff you can look for in environments like this right here. Right? In environments like this. Whenever price, no matter which direction you anticipate price to move, what do you want to see? Hold up, I see something. With so many wicks in the same area, what is the reason for choosing that? Okay, I think I just answered that. Did I answer? Does it make sense? Did I answer that here to learn share? When I explained why that was the wick that I picked, did I answer that? Did somebody say something? I heard something. Or is somebody on mute? Oh, D off me. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take that silence as a yes, since I don't see he'll learn share saying anything. Okay. Let's talk. All right. No matter which way you expect price to draw to, right? Picasso can live here. Picasso can live there. No matter which way Picasso stays, what do you want to see before you start looking for an entry? Not the fact that it need to be. We're skipping right now. We're skipping past it coming to an anticipatory reactionary point, right? That ain't what we look for here. But just the fact that before you start looking for an entry, what do you want price to do before you start looking for your entry? No matter if it's here or there.
Take a high or low.
Take out liquidity. You want to see it take out liquidity. Take liquidity. We're just going to hit LIQ. 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 Right? You want to see it take out liquidity. Right? So no matter where you expect it to go, you want to see price take liquidity. So if price is being, let's just say, held in a range, right? And you don't really know when it's going to get out of this range, right? You want to look for times when price trades below a low or above a high, right? and then gives you some type of displacement, right? Gives you some type of displacement. What do you mean, Tim? Right? Let's use this for example, right? This right here actually was an anticipatory reactionary point. So we got twofold here, because when we opened up, we dropped down below this low right here, right? That low right there, what type of liquidity is that? Right? From 3:30 in the afternoon, what type of liquidity is that? Hmm? 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 Don't nobody know? Time based. Very good. Here to learn and share. You all over tonight. Here to learn and share. You all over here to learn and share. Right? We come down. We take out some time based liquidity. Right? Dropping down very efficiently. Right? Very efficiently. Right? Delivering price down in this area. We do have a SIBI right there. But for the most part, we start off, we're overlapping. Small SIBI overlapping very efficiently, right? And then we come below that low, right? When we get below that low and we come down into this 15-minute PD array, right? We can look at wicks as gaps, right? So if you want to, you could grade a wick, right? You can grade a wick. You can come in here and we can put the wick in the 4th grade, right? Put a Fibonacci tool on there and put it in the 4th grade, right? For anybody who don't know what I mean when I say put it in the 4th grade, right? The only thing you do on your Fibonacci tool, you just show 4 points, 0, 0.5, 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1, right? Those are the 4 levels you show, and that's going to give you your quadrants for any imbalance, right? So you can come in and you can grade your wick, right? You can grade your wick, right? That's a big wick. He's proud of his wick. You can grade the wick, right? So you see we come down to consequent encroachment of the wick, right? And then what do we do after taking the liquidity, hitting consequent encroachment of the wick? What do we do right here, right? What is this right here? We ain't said this in a while. What is this right here?
Pow.
Pow! Right? We get displacement. We get displacement. Right? We get us a pow! Right? We get displacement right there, right? So we displace away and then price trades back down. Now, this case, we don't make it back to the imbalance, right? So the breakaway gap holds, right? The breakaway gap holds, but we trade back down into that order block there. We trade back down into this order block right here, right? We trade back down into that range, right? If you're the type of person who look for PD arrays in the consolidation, we can even look at a breaker here because we have a high there, a low there, and a higher high there, right? So we can look at this as a breaker, right? If you like to look for PD arrays in the right? So we get displacement away after trading, after taking out low, right? So we take out a low and then we displace away, trade back in, right? Trade back in right there. Okay. Now see that? And then once we do that, right? We start this right here was the initiation, right? Got in, and then this here was what? After we got what is this here? Right? What do we do right here? When this candle traded above there, right? What did we do right there? Right? Right there. That right there is a breaking structure.
Breaking.
Yes, very good. Breaking structure on the entire range, right? Because if you go from here to there, right, you can look at that as a breaking structure, right? Because we do have a small high there that's really picking at straws. So for me, I wouldn't really look at that as a breaking structure on the 15 minute, right? That can be a break-in structure on another time frame, but for me, I would just look at that as a shift in sentiment right there, because it's not a clear high that we made, but some people will use that, not knocking it, right? But this right here is a clear break-in market structure right there, right? So when we got a clear break-in market structure right there, let's come over here and take a gander at what we got a going zone over here, right? So if we look right here at this little candle right there, right? And then we look at this little candle right here, right? And then let's do this right here. Let's do this for a second. We on 15 minutes. Let's go to 5 minutes so we can better show this, right? We can better show this on 5 minutes, and we'll understand this a little bit better. All right. So, okay. And I came to the 5 minute just so I can highlight the actual macro times, right? But after on the 15 minute, remember we was on the 15 minute, right? After we got that break-in market structure right there, right? What's resting below that low right there? Sell side. What did we do right here coming into this macro time, right? We took out that sell side, right? What did we do after taking that sell side? We displaced away, all right? We displaced away. After taking out that sell side, we displaced away. After displacing away, what did price do? Came back down to the imbalance right there, right? Now, what is this imbalance in line with? It's in line with our new day opening gap, right? What do we call that? We call that confluence, right? Did we overshoot here? Yes, we overshot. What is going on? It's a lot of high resistance. So what do we expect during high resistance? Deep retracements, deep pullbacks, a lot of overshooting PD arrays just to wick people out. What do wicks do? What do wicks do? Yeah, that was long.
The wigs do the damage.
The wigs do the damage, and the bodies tell the story, right? Look at the bodies of these candles here. Look at the bodies way over here, right? Look at the bodies way over here, right? Still doing what? Respecting consequent encroachment of that new day opening gap. Respecting consequent encroachment of that bullish fair value gap on that displacement after taking out that low when we had a break-in market structure bullishly, right? Body still telling the story all the way over here. Body still telling the story, right? But what did this 9 o'clock candle do? Let's see. This 9 o'clock candle came down. What's resting below here? All right, what's resting below there? Stops, right? The algorithm could have been happy with stopping.
You say stops.
Yeah.
What, is that the same thing as saying sell side liquidity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Sell side
Oh, I
liquidity.
see you right there. SSL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sell side liquidity are sell stops, right?
Okay.
Buy side liquidity are buy stops, right? You got buy stops up here. That's buy side liquidity, right? You got sell stops down here. That's sell side liquidity, right? Willing participants waiting to get in the market, right? So, yes, the algorithm could have been happy just to take out that low right there and continue up. But guess what? We're in high resistance times. So guess what we expect? A lot of overshooting, right? So what did it do right here on this 9 o'clock candle? It came down overshot this low, took out that low, right? But what did the bodies do? Respect the new day opening gap and respect that bullish fair value gap that was made when we took liquidity and displaced up, right? In a low resistance liquidity run environment, right? In a low resistance liquidity run environment, we wouldn't have came here and just dilly-dallied like that and then took this out again, right? Low resistance liquidity run, after we came up, got a break in market structure, came back down, swept them lows and displaced away, we would have come back there and continued our trek up to the buy side, right? But since we're in these high resistance times, right? And as you see right there, this is a high resistance run. Why? Because we're predominantly going up, right? We're taking out short-term lows, right? So we come here, right? We create a low, we break out, we take out a short-term low, right? We break out, right? Consolidate here, we come back, take out short-term lows, right? This right here, right? This is the intermediate term low right there, because we got a short-term low there, a short-term low there, right? That's your intermediate term low. We come back, take out a short-term low and continue up, right? So we're continuously going up. It's just high resistance, right? And even in the midst of all of this foolishness, they can hold price in a range. They can make price overshoot, right? But if you see price in a range like this right here, a tip, I ain't gonna say the only thing you can do, but a tip to get in and get out, jump in, make a little money, jump back out, is to look for deeper retracements, deeper pullbacks, right? And look for the lowest level of imbalances. Don't look for the top imbalances like on this run up here. You're not looking for that fair value gap, right? You're watching the one all the way down here, right? If you see price start engineering liquidity, right? And you see this low right here, right? When we trade down to that low there, right? If we don't get a sharp reaction off of that, you're still watching that low right there. Why are you watching that low right there? Right? Because this wick right there, it up into, right? When we come here, right? At when price is right there, right? We're consolidating there. If we're watching this low right here, right? Tell me what y'all see to the left as far as PD arrays, right? If price gets below this low, how far we can go, right? What's the first two you see? The first two PD arrays you see, if we get to this low, how far below this can we go? The first two PD arrays that stick out to you, right? It should be a PD array that we haven't traded to and be below price in this case, because we're looking for it to come down and to the left. All right. Somebody give me one.
Talking about that other swing low to your left right there on the up close candle. Yeah, right
here.
there. Yeah.
All right, we got some sell side. Okay, right there. What do we got before we get to that sell side? That's the second one. I take it. That's the second one because I said give me one. All right. What's the other one? CE of the wick. CE of the wick. Here to learn that she already pulled up with it. Yeah. Right. CE of the wick. Very good. Shout out Lump and Here to Learn and Shell pulling up with the hard hitting answers. Let's go, man. Let's go. We got CE of the wick right there. So now we got consequent encroachment of that wick and we got that sell side right there. So if price trades down into this low right here, right, and we're in high resistance, even if we're not in high resistance times, but we're in high resistance times, if we come into this low and don't get a big reaction off of it, right? If we come into it and kind of dilly-dally around here, we come here, trade below it. If we don't just reject off of there, how far past that can we go? We got consequent encroachment there. We got a swing low right there, right? Why? Because that wick did some damage, right? That wick did some damage. We got a large rejection off of that, and we haven't visited consequent encroachment of that wick, right? So you're watching that, right? You're watching that to see what happens when we come down there. And as you see on the next two candles, right? That 15-minute candle comes down, closed just at the low, slightly below it. The next 15-minute candle comes down, drops below the sell side, and look at the reaction off of that sell side there. Remember I said if we don't get no big reaction off of this sell side, right, when it comes down, look at the reaction off of that sell side, right? That wick just did some damage, right? That wick just did some damage. Now, you know what I'm saying, if we don't display it, like when this candle closed, now you can turn your focus to watching, right, on the 15-minute, that fair value gap there. I mean, that imbalance there, as far as, you know what I'm saying, if you want to watch to the downside, okay, this is now what should support price. This should support price to protect that low, right? And so you start watching your PD arrays, and then we blast up, closing almost at the high of that fair value gap, right? Pushing through, disrespecting that, right? And then it's off to the races, right? Bob's your uncle, going up to the buy side, straight up, low resistance liquidity run, straight up to the buy side, right? And that's going into like the first 30 minutes of the morning, right? And then after that, price was complete boo-boo. Price was complete boo-boo for a very long time. A bunch of chopping around. I don't know, for some reason it don't want to play. It won't play for some reason. Oh, that's it, because it's to the end. It's almost to the end, I guess. All right, it's to the end, right? And see, so from then on, from that run there, and then after that, price was just boo-boo, right? Price was just boo-boo for the rest of the day, right back to what? The high resistance, right? Back to the high resistance. We consolidated, pushed up, deep retracement, consolidated, pushed up, deep retracement, right? Right back to the high resistance. And even inside this high resistance, right, we consolidated, went up, deep retracement, consolidated. What do we do? Dip below that low, went up, consolidated. You see what I'm saying? Still doing it inside here. See how we dip below that low, right? And when but it's just high resistance. It's still doing the same algorithmic signatures. It's just inside. It's like you don't know when they're gonna hit the button to hold price, right? You get this pullback and you're expecting price to act algorithmically and push up, but they keep hitting the button to hold price. Oh, hold it in this range. We don't want it to run yet, right? Coming into the New York morning, they release it. We run liquidity, it blasts off. Once it blasts off, get everybody hyped up about chasing the longs, throwing breaks, hold it. Now, it's election day, so they're not going to dump it. They're not going to dump it and let it just sell off to Hades, but they're not going to let it run. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to let it run. They're going to let it rally, let it give opportunity to get a nice little headline. Oh, the market gained 2% on election day as voters look forward to the outcome of the election. Right? Got to control the narrative. But back to what I was saying. Even in the midst of all of this, you can still see the algorithmic signatures, and you want to look for, again, deeper retracements, deeper pullbacks, focus on the market delivering price efficiently, right? And if it's going to create a breakaway gap like this, right, let it do this first, right? See how we came down and we then trade into that breakaway gap, and then we pushed away, right? Once we pushed away and came up there, now you say, okay, it's done with that. Now trade off of this, trade off of that, right? Trade off of something else. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Let it show you that it's done with that, and then create new structure and then trade inside that new structure. Be a little bit more patient. Let it spill stuff out. Or just do like me and stay away from days like this. I yield my time. That's all I got. Does anyone have anything for me? Hopefully this helps somebody. Hopefully this helps somebody. All right to then. All right to then. I don't see nothing in the chat. I don't hear nobody talking, so we're going to say all hearts and minds are clear. Thank you. Here to Learn and Share said this was very helpful. Shout out Here to Learn and Share. Shout out Lump. Shout out everybody, really, but really shout out Here to Learn and Share and shout out Lump. And the reason why I'm shouting them out. Here to Learn and Share. She throwback gang. She been around for a long time. But she really, she hasn't had the opportunity to dedicate the study time that it takes to all right, I just want to make sure I was full screen. Okay, she hasn't had the time. You know, life be lifing, and she hasn't had the time to dedicate the study time that's required to really digest these ICT concepts, right? So for her to be calling out these right answers when I'm at, cause we sprinting now, and I ain't got time to be asking questions in a real easy way. Y'all know I would kick the little baby birds out the nest, right? But I said, okay, I ain't kicking nobody out the nest no more, but we sprinting now, so I'm gonna make people use their brain. You gonna have to use your brain around here, right? Because I'm trying to build a new Wakanda. I ain't trying to be the only one working in the new Wakanda. I want everybody to be working and taking money out this market and building a new Wakanda together, right? We ain't got no signal service. We ain't got no copy trading. We ain't got nothing. But for her to be able to call out these answers like this right here, right? That's a testament to her dedication to not give up, you know what I'm saying? Being whatever she got going on in life, be it work, be it family, be it whatever, it ain't nobody business. Whatever she got going on in life that's making it difficult to dedicate the time to study this, that's a testament to her dedication because she been around a long time, right? She been around a long time, and it's like I can see the growth in her answers. I can see the growth in her questions. She be asking questions like somebody who understand this but need a little clarity. She don't be asking like Googleable questions. She be asking questions where I see how this work, but it's a little hazy, right? Shout out Lump. I've been trying to get my brother to do this stuff for years. And again, everything happens in its own time, right? It all happens in its own time. And when it comes to studying, this man gonna go take a nap or something before he study. But just from all this repetition of watching over and over while he working, listening on the phone while he working, and we just talking about price, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Chinese starting to make sense. You know, it's starting to make sense. And I can see the growth in his answers. I can see the growth in his questions. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't been around as long as some of the other gang. You know, he been my brother for his whole life, but he ain't been tapped into this stuff, you know what I'm saying, as long as a lot of the gang. But for them to be pulling up with some hard-hitting answers tonight, hey, man, member of the evening, Here to Learn and Share and Lump. Y'all give it up for Here to Learn and Share and Lump. You feel me?
Hey, give us a pound.
I was looking for my soundboard here. I had to move it out the way I couldn't see my soundboard. Hey, man, That's all I got. What y'all you do it? If ain't nobody got now, we gonna call it, man. We gonna call it. That's all I got. Today is election day. Shout out to everybody who exercised their right to vote. Tomorrow we're gonna find out, either later tonight or tomorrow we're gonna find out who our new president gonna be. Like I say, no matter which way it go, we're gonna have a new president because the sitting president is not running. So we'll find out tomorrow who our new president gonna be. No matter who it is, stay focused on learning and studying this price action so that you can continue to buy them and sell them. We continue to buy them and sell them because, contrary to popular belief, right, the president ain't got nothing to do with what happened with this stock market, right? They use all the powers that be use all these headlines to deliver price where they want price to go. And if you understand how to read these signatures, you can buy it, you can sell it. You can make money no matter which way they take it. No matter which way they take it, you can buy it, you can sell it, right? Political differences aside, hey, everybody need money. That money, everybody need it. You hear me? So, continue to study, continue to work hard. I ain't a teacher. Some people call me a mentor. I'm just some dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida that be sharing my thoughts on this thing we call price action. And I hope y'all find value in it. Hey! Until the next time, I decided to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing that we call price action. Remember, it's your boy, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. That's Big Spot if you don't hablo español. Y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. Gone. Yeah.